Somewhere in the Permont substation, a cadaver of a building, every fluorescent tube long since punched out, the transmitter breathes. Not hums, breathes. Like a man who smoked too much and still won the fight. Ozone hangs in the air like a confession nobody asked for. Hand-labeled vinyl spins under a single neon tube, the color of a wound that won't close. Cables patched with electrical tape and old faith. Outside, 1966. Inside the skull of this signal, 2036.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Across Takehiracho, the dial sits at 69 Fahrenheit under partly cloudy. Wind check, east-southeast at 4 miles an hour. Our first signal tonight from Northern Ireland. Water cannon deployed for a second night, following an escalating knife attack in Belfast. The official response solidifies, but what about local agency?
Disorder persists in West Belfast neighbourhoods. The Police Service of Northern Ireland confirmed the use of water cannon on Springfield Road. This operation impacts residents caught between street action and state response.
Hadi Alodid, 30, faced Belfast Crown Court today, charged with attempted murder of Stephen Ogilvie. He declined counsel. The trade-off: swift legal process versus the individual's right to full representation in a volatile environment.
The fracture point here is between official condemnation and community grievances that fuel continued unrest. One path forward involves establishing localized truth commissions for past incidents, offering a non-judicial space for accountability. Alternatively, direct funding for community-led restorative justice programs could redirect energy away from street conflict.
The neon tube flickers, the color of a wound that won't close, and the room holds its breath for a second. Patching in a caller, the contrarian. You're on the signal.
So is this just a cycle of violence and official statements, with no real change?
That's a critical question, a pattern many observe. The cycle deepens when individual agency is sidelined. The true test is whether these official responses foster local autonomy or simply reinforce existing power structures. We have to discern the architectural signal in the noise. Hold that thread. Next signal. Israeli airstrikes kill 13 in South Lebanon, Lebanese. Shifting our focus, the signal carries us to the Levant. Reports confirm Israeli airstrikes have killed 13 in South Lebanon. What are the echoes of consent here?
13 lives lost in attacks near Tyre, according to Lebanese security forces. Israeli ground units also detained a municipal official and a worker from Kfar Shuba. The affected are civilians caught in a cross-border escalation.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, in a public statement, urged the Lebanese populace to align against Hezbollah. Concurrently, Israeli military sources confirmed apprehending 2 individuals near the border fence in recent operations. This creates a severe trust deficit.
The inherent trade-off is unity sought through conflict versus the dignity of civilian life lost. One approach could be direct, UN-facilitated humanitarian corridors, bypassing military checkpoints to establish trust. An alternative is an immediate, localized ceasefire in border regions, allowing local communities to self-organize aid and security.
The needle holds. Every claim of security demands we ask, does it expand collective consent or just shrink the playing field? We've got another architect on the line. Patching in a caller, go ahead.
Is peace even possible when leaders call for fighting against their neighbors?
Copy that, bringing it back to the main thread.
When rhetoric prioritizes division, the path to shared dignity becomes obscured. Understanding the provenance of these conflicts, the long history of grievances and external interventions, is crucial. It's not just an emotional response, it's a logical assessment of structural damage. Our inner compass must guide us to build bridges, not just walls.
Switching frequencies. Next signal, M23 fighters detaining, abusing thousands in DRC. Our final vector tonight brings us to the Democratic Republic of Congo. M23 fighters are reportedly detaining and abusing thousands. Where is the architecture of consent here?
A recent Human Rights Watch report from Goma documents forced recruitment and arbitrary detention by M23 rebels across eastern DR Congo. This directly impacts thousands of civilians, particularly youth, facing severe human rights violations.
This reflects a systemic breakdown of civic architecture. The raw exposure shows us that when consent is absent, the entire structure falters. Our work is to re-engineer these systems, favoring human dignity at every junction.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.